I'm SqlDBM Product Evangelist Keith Belanger, and I'd like to walk you through concurrent working. As many modern data practices move towards either agile development or decentralized teams to support data mesh, the need for groups and individuals to work concurrently and collaboratively on common data projects has never been more important. With SqlDBM's concurrent working, we can achieve that goal. Here we have a project in SqlDBM called Acme EDW. By default, a project starts off with just being able to have one person or an individual working on the project at any given time. That means the others who might be assigned to that project are locked out. However, if the need is that multiple teams or individuals need to be working concurrently on a given project, then the ability to turn on concurrent working is available. So to do that, here I have on my dashboard a project, and as you can see, there's no arrow to the left showing that there's any branches below it. If I move over to the three dots to the far right, click here, I can see I can manage the project team. If I click on project team, we can currently see that I am the only individual assigned to the team. In the upper right, we have concurrent working, and as we can see, it is turned off. If I turn on concurrent working, we get a little bit of a note. And just to understand, well, what does it mean when we turn on concurrent working? So revision locking is replaced by branches and merging. The latest revision becomes the main branch, and the main branch is read-only. Data ops is available only on the main branch. Any existing unsaved changes will be lost, and data governance suite is available only on the main branch. Once I've turned on concurrent working and I go back to the main dashboard, we'll see now we have this little arrow next to the project. And at this moment, a main branch has been created. Now I like to call the main branch the golden copy of the model. The main branch, as we said, is only read-only, and you cannot modify or change anything at the main branch. So for now, let's go into the main branch and see what we have. Once we open up the main branch, we will come to the diagram that is currently in the model. But we'll also see here again a warning that the main branch is for read-only. If I move up to the upper right, we see here that we can create a branch. Now, depending on the size of your organization, you can create up to one or many branches to fit your needs. So let's go ahead and create a branch. I'm going to create here, click on the little plus sign, and we're going to create a branch. And for this sake, I am going to just call this branch the sales team and hit new branch. Now what this is going to do is basically generate another kind of sub project within the main project for that branch. So now if I was to go out to the dashboard, and we will see here that we now have the main branch and the sales team branch. But let's say we want to create another branch for our finance team. So I'm going to go back into the main branch. I'm going to go up here again, and we're going to create a branch, another one. And let's call this one the finance team. And again, click new branch. And now we have created their project for their branch. So let's go back to the dashboard again. So here, again, we can now see that we have our main branch, our finance team, and our sales team. So now we have the ability to have multiple teams work concurrently on the same project. So let's now assign our project teams or our individuals to that. So again, going to the far right, I'm going to go over to the project team. We want to add team members. I'm going to go to groups, and we're going to assign the sales team and the finance team. We're going to add these two groups, again, to the main branch, and I'm going to go back. And so now I'm going to go to the finance team, and we're going to say which project team is associated to that. Again, we're going to add a group, and we can see here, now that we've added those two groups to the main branch, which one do we want to add to this branch? And I'm going to now say that the finance team has access to that branch. And I'm now going to go to the sales team, and we're going to now assign the sales team to that branch. And now we're going to go back. So now we have our branches, and we have assigned which groups have access to those branches. So for now, let's go into we'll go into the sales team branch. Now, once I am inside the branch, I have the ability to modify and change any aspects of the model, but those changes will reside within this particular branch, and those changes will not go into the main branch or into other branches until I choose to then merge it. So for that, let's make a change in the existing customer table. So for the customer, let's go and add a date of birth, and we'll make that a date, and we're going to save that change. Now, as we can see in the upper left hand corner, I made that save and that change, and we now have version 2 of that branch. So within a branch, we are always able to see the versions also that have happened. So as you can see, between the version 1 and version 2, if I was to go over to the customer, we can see to the right hand side that we have added the date of birth in that second revision. So now that we've made this change in our branch and we've saved it, let's actually merge this to the main branch. Right? So now that I've made the change, we're going to do a merge, and now we're going to see that we've identified that between the main branch and my current sales team branch, that there was a change that on our sales team we have added that date of birth that does not exist in the main branch. So with that, we're done. Let's go ahead and move that over to the main branch. Now, as we can see, the sales team has successfully merged to the main branch. So now let's leave this particular branch, and we're going to go into the main branch. And we're going to see when we enter into the main branch that the main branch is also read-only, right? But if I was to go in again and look at our revisions, we will see here that after the initial revision, we now have a merge from the sales team, right? And that is now version 2. So, before I go any further, I am now going to go back, and now I'm going to go into the finance team and see what happens there. So when we go into the finance team, it is now going to notify us that I had made a change to the main branch, and that my particular branch, and as we can see here, the customer dimension does not have the new date of birth column inside of it. So we're going to want to update that so we can have the latest revision down in our branch. So I'm going to move through here and merge that changes down into our team's branch, and now we can see that we have the new date of birth column within our branch. And now let's go and add, I'm going to go into the dimension supplier, and let's just add, the address line 1. And let's save that. And now that we've made our change, we want to make our merge into the main branch. So I'm going to click main. We can see now here it's identified that the finance team has made a change and added address line 1 that does not exist into the main branch. So yes, let's go ahead and move those into the main branch. And when that's done, it says that it's successfully merged to the main branch. If I now go back to our dashboard and go back to the main branch, we will now see that if we look at our revisions, that we can see that we had our initial revision, we then had the merge from the sales team branch, and we had the merge to the finance team's branch. This now gives us the ability to, again, have multiple teams and multiple squads with their own branch, and having the ability to both work on the same project, making changes, and at the same time making sure each individual branch is able to see and inherit those changes they see that are necessary.